Health Organization defined health not just being the absence of disease, but being a state of complete physical, mental, social well-being. I would say it also includes economic well-being, political well-being, spiritual well-being, ecological well-being.
Kamva? Isa? Posetu? Isa?
My name is Busi and I'm a final year medical student from UCT. The reason that I want to be a doctor is I feel like there's a high shortage of doctors in the country. So I felt like I could contribute to just helping out the patients more, especially in the rural areas, because most doctors don't go there. And that's where I come from, so that's part of the reason why I wanted to be a doctor.
Dank je, dokter.
Dis 'n plesier, mevrou.
Ek sien dokter, sou weet ek kan bly wees as dokter klaar hier gekom het. Dokter regtig 'n dokter aan.
Okay.
En dan jy van my kom kyk.
Next time.
En jy van my kom ondersoek.
So the term and the understanding of what primary health care mean is in itself one of the biggest challenges.
Okay, I always confuse it with primary care. But primary health care is healthcare that
It's not just about the primary level care that we think about. It's actually this very broad, holistic approach to health.
The essential thing is around this idea of health for all. Everybody has the right of access to health education and health promotion and health services when they need them. And that often means some kind of outreach, some kind of home visit through extension workers or community health workers.
Social worker yaseThemba Lobom.
So what does Themba Lobom do?
Organization and a NGO in a project as E4, but now I'm working under CFS project, which is Community Family Support Project. The reason ndinibizile ukuze size home visits because clients zethu we need to get to know clients zethu singadibani nazo only as officers zethu. We need nathi siye ezindlini zabo siyobona that baphila njani, uyayibona.
Ingxaki yami ibiyindaba yokutywala leyo muntu oselayo. Umaniseke financially imali yami ndiyichitha nje esithubeni phaa endlini ke kubomi nabo buba wesi nomama ke usaphela naye sohlukana ndinabantwana ke ngoku ndithe ngofuna kwam uncedo ndaphanda ndadibana nabantu bahamba bengena apha ezindlini bavisithayo beThemba Lobom ndahamba ezaa sessions zabo ke ngoku ziye ezaa sessions zabo ukuba simane sishera nabantu ngengxaki ndafumaniseka nobomi bam nohlobo endenza ngalo izinto kuba kwezinto basifundisa zona ubuye uzozenza ezaa task basinika zona ufumaniseka uyabutshintsha ubomi uyabutshintsha.
Gardening is one of the tasks esidla ngobanika bangabikho bored so that babe nento yokwenza endlini, uyayibona. So itask yethu ye-gardening uye wayiphakamisa kakhulu and imsebenzele kakhulu.
Ya njengoba ndipha ndifumene umsebenzi nje utshintsho endinalo yinto yoba laa mali iyandincedisa kwezinto ngoba bendifumana le mali yabantwana. So nayo iyancedisa apha endlini and then ngokwasempilweni nakum noko ndinento endiyenzayo and then neento zestress into endiphazamisayo bomini and then ndiphuma ezintweni akho nto ndixoxayo okanye into ezindokuhlayo. So lonke ixesha lam ndisoloko ndisemsebenzini so kwam emsebenzini ndibuye ndidibane nabantwana bam.
I think we need to consider what the reasons are that people live for. There's this idea of what they've called the leading causes of life to contrast with the burden of disease, and things like agency and connectedness and hope and what they call intergenerativity, understanding where we've come from and looking after our children. These are things that people regard as really, really important.
Yeah, ngokomphefumlo emotionally, 100%. Ngeke ngiphinde ngijonge ndibuye emva ixesha lam ndiphantse ndalichitha ebudengeni. Kodwa ngoku noko ithemba lobomi nothixo wam wanditshela Amosi phinde wabuya Vera lo bedukile.
It was inspiring to see how someone's life can be changed by so many people working together, doctors, social workers, NGOs, the university, how they impacted his life so positively.
So primary healthcare was kind of formalized in 1978 with the Alma Ata Declaration.
Over 100 countries got together and they drew up a document which spoke to, first of all, health being a holistic concept. Secondly, speaking to the major challenges of the world, the major inequities of the world, and why they exist.
Rather than waiting for people to become ill, we proactively need to identify people who are at greater risk.
From 9 to 12 apha kuSport FM ku 98.2 apho siyakhona ke benasinayo sesithuki uhamba ke no Brad ngomnye benano abafundi pha eUCT
iKapa. In fact iWestern Cape xa iphelele yonke ifacene nento ebuhlungu. Siyayazi indlela amanzi abaluleke ngayo ebomini bethu.
Suki is one of 5 people in this department that are the linkages between us and different communities.
So namhlanje sifuneke sithethe nabantu uba amanzi la singawasave njani.
Igama lami ndintombi Nkosi. Fanele ngimalifethe. Ekhaya kuko N. Kufuneka sisebenzise iketile eyi-1 kaloku ukuthi bathathe kuba umama la uyacomplaina ngombane wakhe namanzi wakhe. Uba nizohlamba ngoku nandiyazi uba ndiwakhuphele laa nto kimi epheyileni. Busele mncinci kaloku phakama.
So aba bantu ndihamba nabo apha bazanichazela ngqo ukuba indaba yamanzi, how to save amanzi. So sifuna ukuba sisebenzisane sonke ngendaba yamanzi.
Meals on Wheels is an NGO that works with community, and our main objectives is to transform people's lives, help in reducing and elevation of poverty.
Ibizonto ziyanceda kakhulu yena but yena abantu bethakale ba akuphakwa everything phaya because especially nge-weekend aqoma kugqityeliswa ngolwesine uphakwa phaya kuLwesihlanu kumgqibelo icawa so ndiyabethakala ke ngezantsuku.
Poverty affects health in many different ways at many different levels. The fact that poverty restricts people's access to education, for example, means that they would receive less knowledge about health.
So we came across with the University of Cape Town in 2012, and we made a partnership with them. From then, we proposed to them what we needed to be presented in our people.
What are you doing to save water at the moment?
Now I'm painting nabantwana bayi-4 njengalento ndibithethe.
Yeah.
Abokuqala babheka esikoleni.
Yeah.
Abayi-3 omnye usekleshi babeneke ngoku bahlamba bonke abo bantu.
I-unhealthy omnye ahlambe same water. The only thing anoyenza to take noba zizikotile ezine agalela intwana from class same bucket abaphorishele and then umuntu athathe washing rag yakhe ahlambe. Nindivile mos.
Cela ubuza. Ndiva uthetha ngento yezempilo. Ngumcebisi wabantu.
Ebezempilo ndingumcebisi wabantu bezempilo. Ikhona ingxaki mhlawumbi?
Ndinengxaki sisi. Qha ndazi uba ungxamile kwaye wenza njani.
Hayi singahlala phantsi. Uhlala yaphi mhlawumbi?
Uhlala apha ko-K sisi.
K bani?
K57.
Let me just write it down because I can come and visit you.
Oh, ndani pregnant ngo-2011 ne. Phanda fumana i-miscarriage ke ngoku. Ngokufumana i-miscarriage ke ngoku ndasesendatshekwa phaa eJosta.
So bakunika treatment enjani mhlawumbi? Bakunika ntoni?
For 3 days isigulo sam ke ndityilela nto i-ARVs.
Utya ntoni phambi kokuba uzisele?
Uba ndinakukutya kuyanyanzeleka uba ndizilantuke ndizisele ngoku ndingatyanga. Ziyanditshisa ke apha esiswini xa ndisele ndingatyanga.
Hayi inzima nyhani kodwa ke sizawuzama wethu.
Hayi iyi-one into esencipha esendinqandileyo abantwana. Kwawunyasesusele nje usele nje into mhlawumbi usweleke kungabikho. Uqonde amaxesha abaninzi andilali utata umama lapha inoba ndine-depression nokuthi yintoni na. Ebusuku kungabikho nto ezimandilali. Thatha impahla mhlawumbi ndihlambe impahla ebusuku. Wade wathi uthile umama ngemini ngokushawuta ngemini wathi noma ndishayiteka anditshayeke iteka.
Kukho ii-NGOs ezilapha eKhayelitsha. Like kukho i-NGO ekuthiwa nguNonceba. Wakhe wava ngayo? Counselling Center. I think I can ndithethe nabo for uba ukhe uthethe nabo ngale meko yakho. And then nophilani ke aba uyaqonda. Yeah, sakhe sithethe ngabo ke.
So Ntomi's story really illustrates the social determinants of health. All her circumstances are constructed in terms of her race, her gender, her age, her situation in the city. Whatever she presents with, whether it be depression or thinking about suicide, for example, just dealing with that as a clinical issue is obviously not enough.
We can probably do a lot more for children in terms of trying to give them a better future. Their mother may not have had the same opportunities economically and psychologically and scholastically empowering herself. So these are big privilege gaps that the children will be facing. And if we can look at ways of addressing that, then we can at least try to close some of the gaps with that generation.
Ndiyaziqinisa mna ukuba not ndiyaziqinisa mna ngokwam nje khona uba yi-one into eqatha engqondweni yam bantwana bam.
The big problem in South Africa is the huge inequalities that we have in our neighborhoods and between neighborhoods. And so you have people who have no resources, no work, who are just dealing with the consequences of apartheid.
A lot of the challenges we face are equity-related challenges. So we look at the health status in people that come from the parts of society that earn the least, and we look at the health status of people that come from parts of society that earn a lot more, and we look at the mortality figures between them, and we see they're hugely different. So equity is a big part, and inequity is part of our history in this country.
And even though we have a constitution now which says that people have rights, you have a right of access to healthcare, you have a right of access to social security, it's not realized in practice.
The idea of health for all and not just health for the lucky few means that we have to actively address the inequalities, the inequities in society.
No ways that you can achieve socioeconomic justice without giving communities a voice. We know that you can provide as many resources or welfare programs as you like, but unless you actually enable communities to participate, then what they do and how they do it will not be sustainable.
So the purpose of the community system strengthening process is really to look at the people in the community who are already working and making a difference and providing you with the skills. I think what sets this initiative apart is that it's not just a vague notion of empowerment. We're teaching practical skills. We are taking community members without sufficient formal education and training them to be the professionals, providing the services that they've identified as lacking.
4 programmatic areas were identified, namely child protection, access to food and nutrition, peace building, and health education.
We aim to start our own food garden, and so we're trying to train people to make their own food garden, and so that they can sustain themselves through that garden, so that they don't have to go beg or do anything like that.
We all need to get, creative and learn more about life and how to help our people and help the community. Like, especially like now, we are doing food and nutrition. And basically, especially me that has 4 children, I learn about vitamins and what kind of food you need to eat.
By increasing dialogue, by building on the strengths that the community have within themselves. So the resources, you find out what it is that they have, who is doing what are their skills, what are the positives about the community, rather than just looking at the negatives. Like, it's very rarely that we actually look at what are the sort of resilience levels of these community members, what is it that they bring that makes them stand out.
My name is Reno Weingart. I'm a quadriplegic. That means I can't use my arms and legs. I like to make a difference in other people's life. There's many people out there who's going through a challenge, physically and able people. And I feel that by my story and by my abilities, I can help them.
It's not our job to meet a guy like Randall and give him some assistive device and leave him. Our job is to elevate his status, to be employed, to be in a relationship. That's true rehabilitation. Azat, come inside.
Where Vic is now, I would like to become. I would like to have my own transport. Not married, but like to have my own place. Like to have people that assist me.
If you remember, I spoke about the ICF, the International Classification of Functioning. They recognize disability is a combination of your health condition and your environment. So Randall and I have a similar health condition, but his environment is much less accessible for him than it is for me. I have accessible transport, I have my own carers. So we have the same disability, but what I can do, the opportunities I have are so much more. So we're going to be here, we're going to help, if you can help assist him in the next couple of months, and give him some assistance just in terms of what he needs.
I would like to do an art class at the library, but I must still need permission. Okay. But I need some donations for that. The students help me by assisting me with planning, help me to get there, set up my paintings, and it's nice to always have somebody assist you. So it plays a big part in my life. So I'm very grateful for the UCT students.
He's quite an amazing guy because he doesn't let his circumstances bring him down. He doesn't worry about himself. He wants to uplift others.
Even if you are in a wheelchair, people have this enormous potential to live in a positive way. And so I think it's a matter of us as health workers actually getting with that program and understanding where people are at and removing the obstacles to them living to their full potential.
Can you the color red? I was interviewed on Cape Town, and then there was a lecturer at Falsby College who was listening to my interview, and then they found me, and they said I must come in. Before my accident, I always wanted to be a fashion designing, But that time they had art day at Fallsburg College. And they say like, we will put you into art class. Then I said, but I can't use my hands. And she just come. She showed me how to draw with my mouth, how to paint. That's my name, Randall. So I would like you to do the same, but not with your hands, but with your mouth.
The hardest part for me was to paint was the J, because every time I had to make a straight line, but then I couldn't get the paintbrush to get the other line at the bottom.
It was hard, but I managed to write my name, and he also managed to write his name, and it was very beautiful to see how a person can write his name with his mouth and not with his hands.
Well done, guys.
If people can see that Randall can teach, he's a fantastic teacher, and he'll engage the kids. And then when they see that, it helps to change the perceptions of what people with disabilities can do instead of what they can't do.
I'm trying to start a young ambassador program. The area that I live in is very violent. There is not a lot of opportunities here. And there's many young children, they drop out and then don't achieve anything. They just, the choices that they make is sad. And I want to help them see that no matter the environment we live in, there's still hope and there's still dreams for them to achieve their goals. Most of you guys say it was difficult, but it was fun. Now, my life, sometimes it's difficult, but it's most of the time fun. But my message for you is, for you guys, anything you want to be in life, you must work hard. Don't be afraid of failure. To be successful in life, you can fail, but you mustn't stop trying. You mustn't give up on your dreams.
We think that health for all is achievable. This is not an idealistic thing, and one of the reasons for making this movie is to show primary health care in action, that this is what it looks like. It's not just a set of principles or ideals or nice to do things. It's actually a feasible alternative to the very biomedical system that we operate at the moment.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Tato Musidi, and like my friends from TB Proof, I am also an XDR TB survivor. Healthcare workers are more likely than the general population to be infected with tuberculosis. There is a deafening silence from TB patients all around the world, and this is a void that needs to be filled.
Because now you will find in clinics, people don't go to the clinic where they stay, they go to another clinic whereby they don't know, they don't know anyone there. They just avoid being stigmatized by the people from their own townships or wherever they stay. So there's a stigma attached around TB.
In order to end the fight against tuberculosis, we need to find all the cases of TB and ensure that each of these persons has access to quality TB care.
Primary health care is a key component of the national health insurance idea. The idea that everybody should have access to a decent level and quality of health care. What we need is a sense of solidarity. Solidarity in terms of those who can afford it actually subsidizing those who can't afford it. And that is a principle, it's a social principle, it's not a health sector issue, it's an idea of the society as a whole. This is possible. I go a lot to Brazil, I go to India, and I see positive examples. We have the means, the resources. We do need the political will to make it happen, but I think we have every chance in South Africa of creating a very different and very positive health system.
One thing we all need to do to survive is to breathe. Therefore, TB is everyone's concern.